Hello everyone, myself Praveen Kumar. I have secured All India Rank 7 in CSE 2020, and in this video we are going to discuss about the strategy for the preparation of personality test. To tell a little bit more about myself, मैंने ग्रेजुएशन आईटी कानपुर से सिविल इंजीनियरिंग से किया था. Thereafter I prepared for engineering service examination, जहाँ पे मैंने रैंक 3 हासिल किया था 2018 में, and I also secured All India Rank 5 in GATE 2018. Further, there are other educators in this platform like Mrunal sir and Abhishek Saraf sir. You can watch their videos also. To tell a little bit overview about this preparation of the personality test, I'm going to discuss that what should be the purpose of the personality test. Then how can we develop structured thinking. Then we'll discuss about DAF preparation, that is detailed application form. And then what should be the attitude and mindset for this personality test, and thereafter what can be the sources for this preparation. So the first thing is purpose of the personality test. It's very important that you understand the purpose of all the three stages in UPSC exam. Then only you can understand what really UPSC wants from you. In the personality test, they generally don't want to know about your knowledge. It's not a test of knowledge. That's why I generally correct people who says that it's an interview. No, it's not an interview. It's a general candid discussion where you will really feel good when you go to the interview room. Sorry, when you go to the panel room where they will be taking your personality test, you'll realize that it's such a candid conversation where there will not be any pressure, they will not grill you. It will be a very pleasant and a conversation which will be like really fluid in nature. Then they really want to check whether you understand anything in a very simple manner or not. आप यदि सरल भाषा से कोई चीज को समझते हैं तो फिर आप उस जो भी चीज को समझते हैं उसको आप लोगों के बीच में कम्युनिकेट भी सही तरीके से कर पाएंगे. तो ये दोनों चीज का टेस्ट है. फर्स्ट थिंग इज whether you understand any concept in simple language or not, and then are you able to communicate it in a simple language or not. Further, not only you should be lucid as well as communicative, your idea should be coherent, it should be structured also. That means in your mind you have a map that how are you going to present whatever ideas that you want to present. And third thing, they want to check your humility as well as genuineness, common sense, presence of mind, as well as integrity and compassion. So I will tell you one thing about my personality test. So they had asked in last year in 2019 attempt, they had asked me one question that since Praveen you got very decent rank in GATE exam, that is All India Rank 5. So what are the different job offer that you got? So I said, ma'am, I got a job offer from IOCL, PGCIL, ONGC. So I said basically 3 to 4 names. However, in the second attempt, that is 2020 personality test, they again asked me the same question that Praveen, since you got fifth rank, did you get any offer? So I said, ma'am, I got offer from IOCL where I told them that I won't be able to join right now. Please put my job application in pending, and once I get confirmation from engineering service, then only I will be able to tell you. So basically, what difference does it show? It shows that in the first answer, I was really showing myself that yes, I got so many offer. However, in second attempt, it showed that you got one offer, but you also communicated that these are the difficulties, and once I get confirmation then I won't join. This means I care that the job should not go to waste, it should at least help another people. However, if I get so many offer and I don't join, that means it will basically uh, waste seat for so many other good aspirants also. And actually that's what happened in real sense. I had gotten offer from various companies, but I had told them that I won't be joining. In IOCL I said that sir, I will join, but only I will confirm only after I get the result from engineering service examination. So basically this showed that I have humility. I do not, I think about other people. It's not like that I got good rank and I became a sort of arrogant person, right? So you should, whenever you tell any answer, you should think that whether it is showing humility or not. Further, there should be presence of mind also. In between they will ask certain questions where will they will want to check whether you have presence of mind or not. For example, there was discussion going on regarding belt and road initiative project. So I had told them that China has debt trapped several countries both in Asia as well as Eastern European countries. So they asked me, do you know any countries in Eastern Europe where such thing has happened? So I could remember one, that Montenegro. So again, it's a presence of mind. Obviously, many people would have read, but to basically uh, try to retrieve such kind of obsolete information at that point, at that moment, it shows presence of mind. Further, there should be integrity in your answer. You should show that whatever work you have done in your previous life, whatever experiences you have in your uh, past experiences, you should know all those experiences. What happens that many people do not prepare their engineering subject if they have graduated from engineering. I would insist such aspirants that please prepare your graduation subject also. At least have some layman understanding, because if you do not prepare, it shows that you do not care for whatever things you have been put into. This means even in IS service, if you are given bad posting, you will simply lose your interest. And further, there should be compassion also. I mean, in your answer it should show that you have compassion. For example, in 2019 attempt, they had asked me that so obviously there were discussion regarding various dimension of left wing extremism. Finally they asked me, so Parveen, what can be the way forward? So I said it in a very patronizing tendency that sir, we should provide them education, healthcare, basic services as well as infrastructure and economic opportunities. But they then asked me that what about dialogue? So this is the right thing, that unless you have dialogue with those people uh, who are involved in left-wing extremism, how can you solve their problem? So that's what they want to see, and that's what happened also in 2019 attempt. I got in 2019 attempt I got 162 marks, while in 2020 attempt I got 193 marks. So this increase was only possible because whenever I used to practice, I used to think whether my answer shows humility, presence of mind, as well as integrity and compassion or not. Further, one more thing worked for me, that they mostly asked from my civil engineering background, which I have pursued since my college days. So it showed that you have interest in whatever field you are working. Further, I will also be taking some special classes on this platform, which will be completely free. Now, I want to suggest the aspirants that from the very starting of the preparation, you should develop structured thinking. What is structured thinking? I have discussed in many of my videos. कि किस तरीके से आप फ्रेमवर्क में सोच सकते हैं, किस तरीके से यू कैन आस्क वेरियस क्वेश्चन और उस क्वेश्चन को आंसर करते हुए सोच सकते हैं. सो दिस इज स्ट्रक्चर्ड थिंकिंग. सो व्हाट टू डेवलप दिस हैबिट, आई वुड सजेस्ट यू कि जब भी आप कोई आर्टिकल पढ़ते हैं या कोई भी इशू एनालाइज करते हैं, तो एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड अप्रोच अपनाइए कि किस तरीके से पूरे आर्टिकल को आप माइंड मैप कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if I am reading an article about disinvestment, and if I ask you that summarize the article, that whatever you have read, so what, how will I summarize? I will ask what is disinvestment, then I will ask why we are doing disinvestment, then we will ask what is the current policy, then I will ask pros and cons, then I will ask current status of disinvestment in our country, and further institutions involved in disinvestment. So basically, when you ask different types of question, you can basically analyze the entire disinvestment issue that we are going to analyze in a very structured approach. However, if I just ask you that tell me something about disinvestment, and without developing or without forming a structured approach in your mind, if you start telling, you won't be able to address the issue in a very coherent and comprehensive manner. Hence, I would suggest you that whenever you read any article, or I would also suggest you to watch the Hindu analysis videos of any coaching institute that you find understandable, and however they analyze, the way they analyze, try to make yourself think in that way. Try to ensure कि किस तरीके से मैं भी वो अप्रोच अपना सकता हूँ. For example, I would ask you, suppose tell me the issue of food security. Then I can think in terms of supply and demand. Like supply is agriculture part, food processing part, farmers part. Demand is the consumers, the vulnerable, marginalized classes. So if we think in this term, we can easily address it. Further, if they ask you why female labor force participation rate is declining, so again, I can think in terms of supply and demand. In supply, we can tell that how the company is not eager to hire females. Further, there are so many less jobs in our economy. In demand, we can say the problems of women, that how they are not provided good quality education, as well as they are not provided skill. Further, there are so many social discrimination. So in this way, when you develop a structured approach of thinking, then you can really give a good quality answer in your personality test. For example, they had asked me that why the Indian economy is declining, Indian GDP growth is declining. So I address this question in terms of that GDP consists of four parts: a private consumption expenditure, plus private investment, plus government investment, plus net export. So if you tell the answer in terms of these four component, then they will think that you have a basic as well as structured approach of thinking anything. And in this way, you can address the issue also in a comprehensive manner, and the person in front of you can really understand what you are trying to tell, right? So this is the idea of structured thinking, and it can only be done when you do it daily. Whenever you read any article, try to develop this approach. Now coming to the DAF preparation. So the first part is DAF filling. Here I would suggest you that be genuine. Whatever you have done, write only those things, because writing too much doesn't impress them. If you see my DAF, I had so many laurels on my DAF, like I had secured good ranks, I have been to foreign internship. So it showed that you have done so many things. Further, I graduated from IT Kanpur also. But when you write so many things, their expectation also increases, right? And if you are not able to perform as per their expectation, then the marks will certainly decline. Hence, I would suggest you that whatever you have genuinely done, write only those things. Do not try to develop a new hobby. Whatever hobby you have, whatever extracurricular activity you have done, actually done, write only those things, because not everything you can prepare. The question comes so promptly as well as unexpectedly that only if you have real experience in those areas you can answer those questions. So that's what I would suggest. Another thing is, now, another thing that I want to emphasize is every word matters in your DAF. In fact, I had also prepared about pin code. Pin code was mentioned in the address. So I had prepared that why and how pin code is basically organized. And I also read various different types of pin code in our country. So that's what I want to suggest you, that whatever word is mentioned, for example, if you come from OBC class, then you should understand about the entire issues of OBC. I will explain further through my DAF. Further, being aware about one's past experiences. This is really, really true. That's what I was telling you, that if you have done graduation from engineering, and if you are not able to answer those topics, and they are going to ask very simple questions, because at the end they are not technical members. So if you are not able to answer this, what does it show? That whatever does not interest you, you do not do it diligently. And it can happen that in IAS service there will be various kind of boring posting. They will put you in very non-relevant post, and still if you can find optimism in such kind of post, that shows your integrity as well as genuineness also. Now, while preparing, link every word of the DAF with other words in the DAF. So I will tell you one question that my chairman Sujata Mehta ma'am had asked me, that since Praveen, you have done some activities in the mountaineering sector also, and you have worked in earthquake related structures also, and you belong from civil engineering. So tell me how the scope of civil engineering will change in the face of climate change as well as earthquake and the construction of massive infrastructure by human beings. So I said some answer, and I also mentioned one word, that is Chamoli disaster. So ma'am started asking various questions about Chamoli disaster and civil engineering related. So see how the question was related, that I had done mountaineering and some works in earthquake, and further I belong to civil engineering. So ma'am mix all these three words. So that's what I want to suggest you, that while preparing, try to link every word of the DAF with other words in the DAF. For example, I will tell you one example. See, I had gotten Charpak scholarship by France. So what I prepared? Obviously, what is Charpak scholarship? What did I do in that program? How did I get selected? Then come to France. First, Wikipedia of France, which will give you a basic idea about the history, polity, economy, society, the basic GS portion of France. Then after that, What I did, I linked France with IIT Kanpur. That is there any collaboration with France and IIT Kanpur? Then I linked France with mountaineering. I linked France with cycling. So see, in France, there are so many mountain ranges. I prepared those mountain ranges. Further in France, cycling is very famous, as you have heard that Tour de France. Then again about adventure sports club. Further earthquake related, I linked it again with France. That is there any earthquake activity in France, or what are the different research going on regarding earthquake in France? So in this way, further, I also belong to Indian Railways as I was undergoing training in Indian Railways. So I also linked Indian Railways with France. That what are the relationship of Indian Railways with France? There are some programs going on. Further, how railways are in France. Further, I also prepared that how relationship with France, I mean, relationship of India with France is evolving. What are the different dimension of relationship with India and France? So in this way, you can see how I related almost every aspect of my existence with France, be it my India country or be it IIT Kanpur or different kind of activities that I have done like mountaineering and cycling. So this is the way I prepared this. If I have to prepare adventure sports club, then I will prepare that why did I become coordinator? What are the different works that I did in coordinator of adventure sports club? Further, I also discussed कि एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट्स में इंडिया का क्या स्कोप है, इंडिया में कितने सारे इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट्स के लिए. तो यू कैन सी दैट all the words that are mentioned, you have to think about those words and try to think so many dimensions. Even coordinator, what is coordinator? What the work does a coordinator do? Further earthquake, I tried to think that what are the earthquake related problems in India? What is earthquake resistant structure? Further, I was coordinator in tremor event. So what did I do? Then again in earthquake, various kind of research going on. And since I also was undergoing training in Indian Railways, so I also thought about how railways while designing or while constructing any portion of the rail, the entire track, how earthquake related design is incorporated. So in this way, I used to think about every words that are mentioned in my DAF and try to link it with every words and as well as every part of your existence. Then only you can basically prepare the DAF in a very comprehensive manner. But at the end, जो वहां पे इंटरव्यू रूम पे डिस्कशन होता है, that can only be tackled when you have an open mind, when you have a presence of mind, as well as you have experience in those areas, because you cannot prepare for the entire questions. Certainly you can prepare, it will give you confidence, but at the end, presence of mind as well as common sense works really highly in personality test. Now what should be the attitude and mindset in preparation as well as performance of personality test? First thing is, be confident. You should have a balanced judgment, balanced opinion you should have in almost every issue. But if you have to take any stand, then you should. For example, ma'am had asked me that tell me, since recently, even after Chamoli disaster, the government had given green signal for 6 hydropower project. Do you think it was a wise decision? So after a lot of discussion, I took a stand. Hence, I would suggest you, obviously, the stand should not be very extreme. It should be a constructive as well as balanced also, but you should take a stand if the question, if the interviewer asks you, and you should be confident about your stand. You should not feel like that what the other person is going to think. And I believe that I mean, after interacting with too many seniors as well as teachers, that being confident shows that you really understand. Now you should be humble also. While criticizing or taking a stand, you should not be too much passionate. You should be very humble. While at the same time, through the force of your argument, you can convey your stand by being really, really humble. Then you should be respectful also of everything. Like when they asked me that what can be the solution for LWE problem. So I said it in a patronizing tendency that we should provide them these things. However, by saying that start dialogue, it shows that you really respect the other person. Then you should be genuine also. And further, be aware about your surroundings as well as current affairs. And your surrounding, it can be covered when you are really aware whenever you do anything. For example, in my room there was an RO. So I tried to think that how does it work? For example, sir can ask like, how do you drink water? I will say that, sir, I have a RO fitted in my room. Then they can ask that how RO works. And if you are not able to tell, then it means that you are not too much aware about what are the things that you are using. And further, current affair can easily be done through newspaper. And again, I would suggest you that whenever you read any article, try to think in a structured manner and retrieve all the things that you just read. There is another presence of mind, and again, it can only be done through practice. So, what you should do for this after preparation of DAF, you should start practicing both by reading newspaper and developing a structured approach of thinking, and with friends. Discuss with them any issues and try to see how do you present your whatever you are thinking, and ask them whether they are able to understand your thinking or not. Further, I will tell what are the sources that I referred for preparation. First thing is, I watched Abhishek Saraf sir's videos on personality test. Again, this is in this channel only. And I also refer to Anudeep Durisetty sir's blog also. He had said one very important thing, that whenever you answer something, say in a philosophical manner, because it actually opens the dimension of discussion. For example, if they ask you why the criminalization of politics is increasing in India, so you will just say that if you just say that okay, there is no proper law, or the election commission is not working properly, or there is too much corruption in the society, then it won't impress the interviewer. However, if you say that, sir, now the power has become an end in itself rather a means to some noble end, then it will impress the interviewer. Then he can ask why it has become so in our society, how it has changed from the times of independence, when there were so many great freedom fighters who worked so hard to basically build the foundation of this country. So this is how I would suggest you that whenever you think about any issue, try to think it in a broader manner, because in the interview you don't have to write a mains answer. You have to basically through your answer opens a variety of discussion dimension. and this will really impress the interviewer. So this is all about personality test preparation. Thank you very much.